Morning, everybody. Morning. Hello. It's lovely to see so many people here in a great location, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Professional Advantage, Neil, Nikki, Andrew team for inviting Rory and myself along. You'll be pleased to know, those of you who've seen us in presentations previously, we haven't got long, so and we'll get some nods from the back. So we're not here today to talk about Infor overtly. We're here to support Professional Advantage, talk about strategic procurement, particularly where Infor is involved. So hopefully we'll give you a guide as to how Infor see that and what our strategy is. So we've got a short presentation that we'll take you through as we move into the day. Just wait for Rory to get mic'd up before I launch into it.
Success.
Hooray, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Here he is.
Thank you very much. Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Rory Forbes, as James said, so I'm one of the two product directors for the SunSystems and Q&A portfolio back at Infor. And I think, as I heard James said while I was getting mic'd up there, very pleased to be here this morning. Had a few interesting chats with a few customers already, and delighted to be here for the rest of the day and to find out more about what you're doing and how our partnership with PA, Professional Advantage, and ourselves is hopefully adding a lot of value to you and your organisations. So
let's kick off.
Yes,
So we're going to do a slight double act here. So you get two for the price of one. So again, talking about strategic procurement Infor SunSystems in relation to iPOS, and particularly some of the technology and things that we're doing at Infor around SunSystems, and we really just wanted to draw those strands together and talk about how we're working together as two organisations to give you a strong feel of how we're progressing with both products. So just really to set the scene in terms of strategic procurement and what it means to both Infor and Professional Advantage, there's two things here really that we wanted to talk about today, just in terms of a strategic product and a strategic technology direction. And one thing that we wanted to really talk about and emphasise was that iPOS as an application is intrinsically important to us at Infor, and really we're working very, very closely with the team at Professional Advantage to ensure that iPOS really is our de facto go-to-market product for procurement. Many of our customers speak about procurement today and P2P issues, and we're very cognizant of that. And so we're really trying to align ourselves very carefully with Professional Advantage to ensure that we've got a robust roadmap moving forward, utilising iPOS. And we just wanted to, again, emphasise that all of you here today, SunSystems and iPOS users, that it's actually, our de facto procurement solution of choice. And Infor are actually very, very committed to that. So you can be sure that the investments that you've made will continue. And that really ties into our strategic technology, and Rory's going to just talk about some of that in a moment, and we'll pass that around. But really that's our mutual goal, to work very closely together. So today we're not here to talk about Infor product. Rory and I do that. We could stand here all morning and we'd get shouted off if we were to talk about Infor product all morning. And that's not what we're here to do. But what we want to do is just pick out a couple of themes that are very important to us in terms of our product strategy and where we're working with the team at Professional Advantage to make sure both products are working to the same vision to give you additional benefit as we move forward with the products. So just in terms of your customers and SunSystems and iPOS, Rory and I have done a lot of work this year, working very, very closely with Nikki and the team on joint initiatives, working with iPOS, taking that out to our global customer base and in the UK, and we're seeing some very notable successes as we take that out. So I've popped up just a few examples. UK social housing customers. My background initially, I'm an accountant by trade, and I worked for a very large housing group, Downland they were called at the time, but are now part of the Affinity Group. And so, we've helped those types of organisations with their procurement solutions. A large UK charity, and what I'd just like to point out there is just some of the extra pieces in that solution that we're offering around ION, BI, that are really, again, closely aligned. And they're some of the things we want to talk about, the strategic product solution that we have. An international accounting services company, European rollout of procurement, global financial services provider, multilingual requirements, iPOS chosen. Really, really important is the seamless integration with SunSystems, and that's really sort of at the heart of some of the great things that iPOS does. And a multinational technology services company, again, selecting iPOS. And, you know, in a lot of these instances, in very competitive scenarios against, you know, some of our other competitors within the market, and we've competed very, very successfully. And so we've been working very hard, you know, to help many of these organisations to solve some of their procurement issues. This is a very busy slide, and I'll apologise for it. I'll blame Rory, because it's one of Rory's.
It's detailed.
It is detailed. But what we wanted to really talk about here, just very briefly, is just really the core SunSystems that sits at the heart here, you know, in terms of financials that everybody uses. We have a purchasing capability with inventory and sales management, etc. But really what we wanted to do and just really highlight today was iPOS is absolutely intrinsic to our solution set. So we've got a nice little animation that takes iPOS up into the box there, but really just, you know, just tying into the fact that as that core SunSystem solution, and just, you know, referring back to the previous slide about the seamless integration, you know, we see iPOS as absolutely critical in completing that core solution for SunSystems. You know, round the edge, we have a periphery of other solutions that we provide to global customers, UK customers, many provided by Professional Advantage, which are hugely important to us. And as I say, iPOS fits, you know, very firmly into the centre of that strategy that we have. And to really just draw on the themes of working together as two organisations, Infor and Professional Advantage, it's very important that iPOS as a solution, you know, we work closely together to ensure we have continued platform support and architectural alignment. And again, very important, Rory's going to talk about some of the exciting things we've been doing with our Mingle platform and how that can benefit iPOS users. And right through to SunSystems version support. So many of you may be on version 4, version 5, and hopefully some of you will be on SunSystems 6. And so supporting all of those versions with iPOS. And of course, importantly, as we move into that area with web-based support, browser support, as we move into the cloud and SunSystems moves into the cloud, and of course, iPOS will be coming along on that journey as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand over to Rory just for this next section. So as I say, we're not going to overtly talk about Infor product, but we just want to draw on a couple of items here, particularly the Infor Mingle social business aspect and its interaction with iPOS.
Okay,
so
thank you, James. Yep.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. I'll take the podium. Yeah, again, good morning. One of the things that James has introduced, and I think Neil did an excellent job also of introducing that journey from purchasing to procurement. And that's not just about the functionality that is built into the procurement-oriented solution, what iPOS delivers for you. It's also that overwhelming user experience. If you want to engage the challenges of the change culture, one of the things you have to address is presenting a solution, presenting the user experience in a way that can be accepted easily and readily and cost-effectively, importantly, by your user communities, whether you're a UK business with dispersed operations in a building across many sites, whether you're a global operation, as some of our example SunSystems and iPOS customers are, dispersed operations in different territories, different time zones. You want to make sure that the control you crave, the financial control, the efficiencies, the processes, are being supported by the technology. Now, we at Infor have spent a substantial amount of time, effort, and indeed money, making a new generation of framework technologies that all of our core Infor applications adhere to. We call it Infor 10X. We initially launched 3 years ago with Infor 10. When we came to having an update of that framework, we needed a new version name nomenclature, so we decided to put it to the power of. So we have Infor 10X, and there'll be future iterations that will play on that nomenclature. So Infor 10X is a technology that, as I say, we use with SunSystems. We use across all other Infor application product groups as well. It'd be quite interesting to do a very quick show of hands, if I may. Is there anyone in the room who's a version 6 user of SunSystems? Yeah. Good show of hands, a good sprinkling. That's probably representative of our entire user base, actually, the number of hands that went up there. About 10 to 12% of our user base are now migrated onto the latest release, SunSystem 6. And that, at its heart, has integration capabilities with this common technology stack. So if you're in version 4, if you're in version 5, then you have a SunSystems destination, which will be supported by iPOS and will be supported by the technology stack that we're delivering. Now, what's in this technology stack? The first and most obvious experience, I hope that's not my phone in my bag over there. There'd be some terrible fine if it was. The first and most important is the experience, the user experience. Now, one of the things that Infor did about 2 years ago was actually invest heavily in an in-house design company. So we have a new New York head office that we opened again about 2 years ago, and we've hired now in excess of 80, 90 people in the creative heartland of New York, in the Manhattan Island, in the Soho area, just south of Houston. We're just off Broadway. And we've hired those creative minds to help us redefine the user experience. So the look and feel of all our products, the screen design, the layout, but more importantly, how those user experiences actually translate into process improvements as well. So SunSystems, and one of the key messages we want to get across today that James has alluded to is that we're working with our partner organizations, and have begun, in fact, working with our partner organizations, such as Professional Advantage, to introduce this technology framework to the applications that support and work around and work with SunSystems. So this beautiful applications, one of our marketing tags is "Work is Beautiful." I'm sure on a Monday morning at 7 o'clock when we're pulling ourselves out of bed, we don't think work is beautiful, but we want work to be a pleasurable experience. And if we as a vendor can introduce tools and solutions that you can deploy to your users that make work pleasant, then we think we're doing our job. So beautiful applications, beautiful user experience. The second part of this is what we call Informingle. Now, Informingle is our trademarked social business collaboration platform. Currently, it's built on the Microsoft SharePoint platform, but it enables us to share data, socialize information, collaborate about both structured processes, such as workflows around the application, but also unstructured processes. If you want to have a conversation with somebody about information, somebody in one of the line of business applications wants to know how close they are to their business. Of course, you've got a range of reporting tools you can provide to them. They might want to chat to you in finance or you in the purchasing team about that. So let's provide collaborative experiences. We're all plugged into, I say we're all, those of certain youthful demeanour, such as myself, have an affinity to social media, to LinkedIn, to Facebook, to Twitter, and so on. We're used to having immediate contact with a range of activities, with a range of people and personnel in and outside our organisations, in and outside our families. And what we're doing with the Infor 10X technology stack with Informingle is enabling you to collaborate in a similar way to how you organise your social life, to organise your business activities. In a similar way, we have a strategy around deploying mobile capabilities. So our traditional financial function that sits in the ivory tower of the finance team, we're pushing that out to users in a mobile solution so you can work when you want, where you want, how you want to work on the move. That Monday morning getting out of bed experience, grab your iPad off the bedside table and start doing some ledger depreciations and perhaps set off a payment run, I don't know. But what we're doing is giving you the opportunity to change the way you work and be dynamic. ION, 3 little letters, but a very important 3 little letters for Infor. ION stands for the Infor Open Network, and supporting all of that collaborative capability, the ability to surface information, provide new user experiences to consumers of information. At the heart of that is our technology called ION, which is moving data around the organization. It could be intra-SunSystems data, it could be data between SunSystems and Professional Advantage, it could be data with other third-party applications in your corporate information systems environment. But by ION enabling both SunSystems and ION enabling our partner applications, we draw all of the business systems together to create that common user experience. So those 4 core capabilities enable us to enrich the user experience, enrich and enhance the way people interact with core features of our applications, providing the ability to push data to users in different devices and different form factors and different styles of consumption pattern. And I think very importantly, giving information to users at the time they need it during a process, not 2 weeks after the end of a period when information is a bit out of date, but real time on a daily basis, giving that visibility of what's going on in the organization. So, a little bit more about Informingle, because this is really the way it surfaces. Informingle is that centralized platform for business collaboration. We go to some customers and talk about this, and people say, I don't want to bring a Facebook-style experience into my organization. Facebook is a productivity hindrance. It stops people concentrating on the work in hand. But what this really is a collaborative platform, enabling you to interact with people, particularly relevant if they're not in the same room as you, if they're across a business, if they're out on the road, mobile. You can bring those core central processes together in an easy-to-use environment, pushing exception information, pushing facts and figures out to them in a single, what we like to call intuitive interface that's as easy to use as the common social media platforms, but absolutely delivered in a secure business context. All wrapped up with authentication, with security environments, so you're not exposing this data to people that shouldn't see it. And one of the other capabilities that Informingle provides us with is the opportunity to launch any or all of your web applications that you utilize from a single common framework. So think of the idea of giving users that better, richer, more performant, more efficient experience, more cost-effective experience. Get them to use one user interface. Get them to start the day in one environment and stay there. Stick in that environment and launch all the tasks and processes and requests for information they need. That's what we're delivering with the Infor 10X Informingle stack. And it's all about collaboration. It's all about providing information in context. And as we roll that out for the core SunSystems capabilities, other Infor products, and are now the journey embarked, well underway with the PA team of delivering iPOS and other products in this common framework, we're going to be showing you a lot of capabilities. Here's a quick screenshot of what, as I said, James said, we're not going to overtly dwell on, our product capabilities today, but this is the kind of rich cockpit, dashboard, user experience you will see, where information that you need to be aware of, information you need to action, information that you need to be aware of will come to you. And these little colored boxes are little hyperlinks that take you back into the underlying data. You can drill back into SunSystems, you can drill back into master data, you can drill back into transactional information, just by following the links that the collaborative platform has pushed for you. Here you can see this first section here. On the left-hand side, our colleague Alex has had a information request from somebody called Jeff who wants to look at a particular supplier transaction. We've pulled some information from Q&A into an Excel spreadsheet. We've shared that on this little social message feed. We've got little purple and pink icons which indicate there is active SunSystems information available to support this inquiry. So we can click on those links. We don't have to log ourselves into SunSystems. We're taken directly to SunSystems from these information feeds. So it's a very powerful user experience. And again, I think just to give you a taster of how that experience will blend and meld all of the components of your solution, here's a screenshot of the iPOS product working inside that common Informingle framework. So you're launching your iPOS activity, as I say, whether you're a user right at the edge of the business, dealing in your day-to-day activities and dealing with requisitions and orders and approvals, or whether you are at the heart of the function in finance, dealing with financial control, AP, procurement, catalog, supplier management, you have that common framework where we bring all the threads together. So we're very excited about our Infor 10X technology stack, and it's not just the user experience, it's not just those application common capabilities. There's much more behind that. So I'm going to hand back to James to talk a little bit more about why the business intelligence footprint in our common technology stack matters just as much. Back to you, James.
Thanks, Rory. So, thanks, Rory, for that. What we want to just do there is, again, just reiterate that close strategic alignment between what we're doing. And, Rory's spoken about some of the great stuff we're doing with Informingle. But just wanted to touch also on business intelligence. Part of my remit at Infor is to look after the query and analysis product, Vision, as many of you would know it. And so reporting is absolutely crucial. You have a great system that looks after your P2P requirements, that whole purchase to pay. But sometimes what you want to do is be able to get into that information. And, being an accountant, one of the endearing features that Q&A gives us is the ability to really reach into your data, slice it, dice it, really get some useful information for the business. And so strategically, one of the things that we've done internally at Infor is change our Q&A group to work more closely with our BI team. And again, as a real indicator of how closely the organisations are working together and strategically putting together a roadmap for helping our customers for both SunSystems and iPOS, we've really concentrated on business intelligence and how we can deliver some really useful information to our users. So I'm going to press this too many times, I'm sure, so I'll let it build up very quickly. Yep, I thought I would. A common question: I can't get timely access to accurate procurement information, and that can be for financial information, a whole raft of areas. And why is that? Potentially, only IT know the answers. There's a complex table structure that's sitting behind there, massive amounts of raw data. How do I get to that? How do I get that? And know that information is absolutely correct so I can make better business decisions. One of the things we've done over the years with Q&A and also our business intelligence tools is seek to help users answer those questions. So what you need is fast access to your information, correct data from all parts of the P2P process. It's hugely important. And it needs to be accurate and consistent for everyone. So that's where we all need to get to make better business decisions and to improve that supply chain, improve your procurement processes. So Infor is putting analytics at the core of your business. We're doing lots of work with query and analysis. I'm not going to use this as a platform to talk overtly about what we've done with Q&A, but there's a new exciting release coming that's about to be generally available. But analytics is absolutely crucial. Analytics, BI, reporting, and over in the corner there, iPOS. So again, absolutely critical because the team at Professional Advantage want all of you as customers to understand that information and again, make decisions based on that procurement data. So bringing it all in together with some really strong, powerful analytical capabilities. And Neil talks about this passionately, and I absolutely agree with him. One of the things about business intelligence and looking at, providing answers is what are those questions you want answered about your procurement data? Hugely important. What do you want to know? What do you want to find out? And that can vary between organisation. But what PA are seeking to deliver, and indeed Infor are seeking to deliver, is a way that you can be confident that your data is correct and your data is right, so you can rely on that for your decision making. And we, as an organisation, want to give you all of the insight that you need. And again, very crucially important, we don't want to make a big burden. We don't want to make this complicated. We want to put it all into the hands of the users, wrapped around business intelligence. So what we've done, certainly from an Infor perspective and our strategy moving forward, is working with ION, as Rory spoke, because it's a core tenet to our technology stack, but looking at delivering ION and Motion dashboards, which delivers business analytics, which really is a self-service, user-friendly environment, personalised dashboard, and it's a way that you can access that information. And one of the things that Professional Advantage have done is actually build some of that core capability for you and deliver that iPOS specific data that you can access and you can be confident that is correct and will deliver the answers that you want. But our framework will provide you a way of accessing that via a browser, via an iPad. As I say, Rory's probably the only one who gets up on a Monday morning and does a ledger evaluation or depreciation at 7 o'clock on a Monday. But it does give you that capability to access the data anytime, anywhere. And it's open to any content. And it all works in the same technology stack. So within Mingle, so I can pass information around to other users, other iPOS users in that very same framework. And importantly, as I've said, the iPOS domain is absolutely critical here. And what we've done is just drop in a couple of examples of KPIs that Professional Advantage are delivering as a core package to you as users that we can deliver to you very, very quickly. So it's best practice procurement analytics based on your invoice data that goes through your P2P process. And we can deliver this very quickly in a pre-packaged content. But also, if I go back to my previous slide, you know, we're seeking to answer the questions that you have about your procurement data. So all of this can be surfaced as self-service. So you as users can decide what KPIs you need to drive from the system and bring it back in a dashboard format with some charting options, tabular formats to give you that information that you need. So you'll get multiple perspectives upon your data. Some of the relationships are very complex between requisition to order, order to invoice, and all of those relationships have been built for you. So you can compare order to invoice, and those core KPIs come out of the box. You can quickly add your own KPIs, as I've said, because this is all self-evident and self-used, and you can drill through to transactions. And if I jump into, sort of put my Infor hat on, this is exactly what we're delivering, the new release of Query and Analysis. We're using the same ethos as a Professional Advantage to deliver Q&A over this very same experience. So not only can you get OLAP, business intelligence style information, you can also get relational information as well, driven by Query and Analysis. So if you know how to create a query within Q&A, you can create a query in exactly the same way in this environment, which is a very powerful feature. And again, we wanted to draw that together to demonstrate to you as a group of users that Professional Advantage and Infor are working very closely to deliver those solutions to customers. So Infor BI takes care of your analytics with that pre-packaged content that Professional Advantage are delivering. And just in summary, really, better insights, better decisions. Again, you know, just dropped in a couple of screenshots from some of the KPIs that Professional Advantage have prepared for you. So some Pareto supplier analysis here for your 80-20 rule on your performance suppliers, etc., that you can have based on your iPOS data. So the right information from any source system, so not only iPOS, but other systems as well, including SunSystems. Wherever you work, Rory can do this on the Monday morning, as I've said. We can interact with our colleagues, so tying it back to what Rory was saying about the Infor Mingle environment, we can share these analytics, okay, contextually within the Mingle environment, and all of this being independent from IT. Again, as an accountant, I want to be able to get information, create data, reports. I don't want to rely on IT solely to provide that for me, and this is the environment that we're providing that. So today, you know, if you're interested in more information, please speak to myself, Rory, Neil, any of the Professional Advantage team, and we'd love to talk about this in more detail. But it's here now as an addition, built on core Infor technology with Professional Advantage. So, Nikki, I'm just checking time.
Well, you're actually on, that's the end of it, but you
Perfect, excellent. So, you know, in summary, just thanks everybody for your time. Thanks for hosting us today. We're really pleased to come along. It's the first time Rory and I have come along to an iPOS user day. We'll be around for today, so if anybody's got any questions, you know, please come and talk to us, and we're happy to help. So, thanks ever so much for your time.